NBA free agency begins June 30th, but that hasn't stopped the Pistons from making moves. Plus, there are murmurs on who the Pistons will target. Lots to cover today, so strap in. The Detroit Pistons have picked up Hamidou Diallo's player option. This is not surprising as Hami had his best season with the squad. He showed he can be clever on offense and play elite defense. Plus on top of that, bringing the dynamite.
Cory Joseph in front to Hamidou for a dynamite dunk. What a throwdown. Who was that masked man?
Troy Weaver has stuck with Hami since OKC, so even though Hami will be due a raise next summer, I think the Pistons will pay him. On the flip side, it looks like the Pistons are parting ways with Frank Jackson. My guy unfortunately had an injury-plagued season, which really impacted his shooting. The Pistons have a ton of cap space, mix that with a lot of shooters on the market, and you get Frank Jackson moving on. It will be tough to see Frank go. Hopefully he ends up on a team I can root for. With that said, there's still a small chance he is kept.
It's only a matter of time before... Hold the phone! Stop the presses!
So as I was editing, we got some breaking news from James Edwards. Along with Frank Jackson, the Detroit Pistons will not pick up options for Luka Garza and Carson Edwards. On top of that, Jamarco Pickett is no longer a two-way player. A lot to unpack here. First, Garzillo returning is in jeopardy, which is odd as Troy Weaver has yet to move a player he personally has drafted. Garza was pure hype this entire season and in the summer league. Then Pickett didn't get much time but showed he can shoot and rebound. Hopefully Pickett and Garza stick around on the Motor City Cruise. Everyone's favorite vet, Cory Joseph, opted in with the Pistons. Kojo now has 1 year left on his deal. Despite people's hate for this man, he's a great mentor for the young Pistons. It was never his fault for starting, that was on Dwayne Casey. Speaking of Dwayne, if Kojo does decide to retire after the season, I hope he gets added to the coaching staff. Keeping his voice around would be essential. With the Hornets making it clear Miles Bridges will be retained, that moves any big name free agents from the Pistons' radar. Remember, the initial reports of Ayton and Brunson were always plan B. Troy Weaver landing Ivy and Duran was plan A. Honestly, if we would have got a big name, they would have had to be traded in 2 to 3 years, as Bay and Cade would command big money. So with that in mind, the Pistons will try to keep the cap sheet clean for the next few years, meaning that they will sign players to short-term deals. Look for Bol and Jalen Smith's names to come up as they were almost traded to Detroit at the deadline. Since Troy Weaver wanted them then, maybe he will go after them now. A lot of subscribers are interested in vets PJ Tucker and Bobby Portis. Both have rings, so now they could be looking for paydays. In terms of shooters, Dante DiVincenzo, Brent Forbes, Gary Harris, and Malik Monk are all names being tossed around the rumor mill. Harris and Forbes both have connections as they attended Michigan and Michigan State respectively. Last player on the rumor mill is Dennis Schroeder, who we really don't need at this point. We have 4 point guards on the roster already. Last topic I wanted to discuss were Dwayne Casey's comments at the intro press conference.
Linus, have you already had some thoughts of playing those three guys together, and what advantages might that lineup give you?
Well, one, and you're exactly right, and everybody asks, well, can Jaden play with Cade and Kiss? They can play together. Because if you notice, a lot of games finished up with 3-guard lineups. One, Jaden gives the speed and quickness. Killian gives that defensive presence, the size for bigger guards, and Cade gives you a little bit of everything. So those 3 guards, you probably will see them a lot as the year goes on just because of that. And that's one reason why we wanted Jaden in that group, because he added a skill that, Cade and Killian weren't born with. And, this young man right here is one of the quickest in the league. And, so that's one reason why he fits with that group.
So basically, because the Pistons have big guards, they can share the floor. Kill is 6'5" and Cade is 6'6", so either can play small forward. We've seen the Mavericks and Warriors have success with these 3-guard lineups in the playoffs. This would make the defense worry about both Cade and Ivy off ball. Balsa Koprivica will be coming back to play in the Summer League. I knew it was a possibility, now it's confirmed. The center really improved his game overseas. That improvement has earned Koprivica a Summer League roster spot. Once again, this summer's team is going to be stacked and above all exciting. Once again, we have more breaking news. Anyway, Omari Sankofa is reporting the Pistons will receive Alec, Burks, and Nerlens Noel, along with 2 second-round picks. Apparently, the Pistons will not send any players to New York in this deal. So this changes everything, especially this video. Now we know exactly what the Pistons are doing with this cap space, as Noel and Burks will be kept. Playoff teams will want both these players at the trade deadline, which could land the Pistons some more draft picks. Per Woj, Troy Weaver is apparently high on Noel and Burks, who both have 2 years left on their deals. Alec Burks will come in as a 40% three-point shooter. He's definitely the replacement for Frank Jackson. He's also a good defender, so expect him to play a lot. Then we have Nerlens Noel, who rebounds and blocks shots. The same thing Duran does. So where he fits, I have no idea. We now have 4 centers and 4 point guards. That leads me to believe there's another move happening. And that wraps up this video. I'm for real this time. No more news, please. Free agency begins on June 30th, so prepare for the second wave of chaos. Outside of bringing back Marvin Bagley, I think the Pistons will make another trade here soon. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to see more Pistons content. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.